Okay Reddit, what's the weirdest thing you did as a child? I peed on a chicken because it pooped on me the day before. I'd probably do the same, good job. Once I graduated kindergarten, I used to pathologically avoid my former teachers like the devil, probably even to the point of rudeness. This was in a smallish town, so not impossible. The reason for this behavior was that I really wanted one of them to say the phrase long time no see, and I felt that to get one of them to say it, I needed to sort of save up the time that they hadn't seen me for a really long time. I don't know why I thought the phrase long time no see was so cool, but that's what I thought it was, cool. Probably too much American TV, but I digress. Funny because you usually say a long time no see if it's been an absurdly short amount of time, like in a sarcastic way. I tried to chop up my Fruit Loops with a mirror. I got the idea from Metallica's Master of Puppets. One of the verses he says chop your breakfast on a mirror sounded like a good idea to me. He meant cocaine lumpheo. I took a shit on the lawn because I wanted to be like my dog. I ate dog biscuits. I seem to recall quite liking them. I remember being 7, eating a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles while watching cartoons, and deciding to put one piece of cat kibble in the cereal, mix it up and keep eating it. The purpose was an experiment to see if I would taste the bites that had cat food in it. I ate cat food for science. Could you taste it? Unfortunately yes, I crunched it and it tasted bad. I used to lay on my bed and put my feet on the wall telling stories to myself and pretending like they were puppets. That's pretty cute. I used to stand up at the sink counter and unlock the medicine cabinet's mirrored door to see all 12 to 16 of my reflections. I would squat in the spot where the large mirror meets the cabinet. We would meet and talk about our plans. Oh my god, you just unlocked a memory for me. We used to have 2 mirror cabinets where the doors open back to back. I would shove my face in the middle and have a conference with my circle of reflections. I did this weird how kids' minds work. Hear me out. I used to scribble my goldfish crackers in different colored markers and eat them thinking I would get powers depending on the ones I ate. I don't even know how I didn't get sick. Serial dirt eater here. To this day, the smell of sand reminds me of the taste, lol. I used to play in the creek behind a house we lived in. My mom would get angry saying I was going to grow a second head. I went there to collect toads and leeches. Used a small blow up swimming pool to keep them captive. I had like over 20 toads this one summer. One day I got home and all the toads were gone because my mom let them go. I was devastated. One time I was swimming and really needed to take a shit, but I was just having way too much fun. So I just kinda floated there in my life jacket and pushed it out and then just shook it out the pant leg. Once it was gone, I resumed my glorious lake time. Kids are fucking gross lol. I had a doll which was just an empty 2 liters Coca-Cola bottle and I drew a happy face on him and every other day I'd throw him a little birthday party and fill him with a little bit more water, so he'd get heavier. This went on for a while, but when he was completely full of water, on his birthday I'd start pouring a little bit out. Long story short, when I tipped out the last drop, I threw him a funeral. Must have been heartbreaking. Me and my best friend got married and we adopted almost everybody at our after school daycare. On the playground, we used to climb on top of the dome, hold our children up by their arms as we sat on top while they were in the dome, and drop them. We made up a whole storyline of why we did that. Here it is. We had to sacrifice them to the dirt gods. If they played along well enough, we would make them into a dirt god and have them keep us safe from any rebellious children trying to escape their sacrifice. So you started a cult in kindergarten. I started walking backwards walking home from school one afternoon. Some girls 20-25 years old pulled up next to me in her car and asked why. I said I wasn't sure. She called me a weirdo and drove off. Could have been the beginning of knowing I was a little off. Had a rivalry with a turkey. Who won? Not me. Watched too much of the Gummy Bears show and once just slammed my butt down on the ground thinking I would just bounce. SMH talk about ouch. My dad used to take me to botanical gardens when I was a kid. One time I found a glass snake, picked it up and excitedly ran over to a couple of women standing nearby to show them. They screamed and panicked. I did not understand why they were so distraught. Make my Barbies fuck. Yes. Queer awakening for me. I would paint nipples on them with pink nail polish and make them scissor. Holy shit, homie is on another level. I used to play on my trampoline 24/7 with a friend. My mom was scared as I invited this friend Jade inside. The truth is I had no friend, I was talking to nothing. I'm a paranoid schizophrenic now. Once when I was 7 I was really bored and I thought to myself, you know what would be really funny? Obviously going to my mom's car and taking a giant crap. So toddler me here thinking that taking a crap inside my mom's car would be the funniest joke and that everyone in my family would find it hilarious. I go over to my mom's car and I take a giant crap. I then proceeded to tell my mother that I had left a turd inside car. I was then quite confused when she didn't find it hilarious. I enjoyed visiting cemeteries. It got to the point of me cleaning up all the gravestones and constantly picking flowers on my way there to put on many unvisited graves. I was always alone and being at the cemetery was peaceful. Eventually my mom got a report that I was there almost every day and I was banned from going. I hated it cause I didn't do anything wrong. Wasn't being mischievous or anything. Just cleaning and walking around. Wondering who those people were and imagining what kind of life they might have had. Pissed on an electric fence because a friend dared me to. Don't take a whiz on the electric fence. If I found a hole of any kind anywhere I would stick my finger in it. Did it get stuck? I stuck my finger in the Victrola record player hole where the crank used to be and my parents had to use Vaseline to get it out. I'd go out in the rain at night, get all wet and then sneak back into my fully air conditioned room. I wanted to see what it felt like to be homeless and in the rain. Me and my friends were the weird anime kids. So we would be like anime fighting in the gym and I didn't think about until now that people must have been like looking at us weird and calling us weird, but it was fun. For some reason mixing Coke and milk together springs to mind. Yes, it's a terrible mixture. I have an adult friend who unironically enjoys this combination. He mixes Pepsi with milk and calls it pilk. As a kid I was always fascinated by the smell of fennel. One day during summers my mom along with my baby sister was sleeping. Suddenly I smell fennel again, though maybe I'll give a try. I pour on the cap of the bottle. God damn, that burned my throat. I cried myself to mom. She thought I was joking and made me take the afternoon nap. I cried and thought, okay, this is my last day on earth. I hugged my mom and baby sister and went off to sleep. I woke up an hour later and goddamn I felt like conquering the world, and ever since that never let anything down my throat, not even alcohol, lol. I used to climb up that fence that stops cars from going on the rails when the train is coming. That thing that goes up and down. My mom always stopped me before I was too high, except for one time when she was talking with one of her friends and I reached the top. I was so excited to be up there. A little less was my mom. I used to pee in the corner of my room because I was afraid to go to the bathroom at night. The more I think of it, that room must have been awful smelly, lol. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.